Hi, everybody. We are live here at the New Normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa. And today's Thursday. I got to see Johnny in Miami at the Bitcoin meetup at the Bitcoin conference. And I want to tell you a little bit about that. He's got a lot of news to share from that. So we'll start off with that. And then I want to break down what is going on and are U.S. citizens facing different rules. Who are the sanctions really on? So I'll be right back after this. Give us a like, share this video. We'll be right back. Hey, Johnny, welcome back. You survived Miami, or the Ubers of Miami, the traffic of Miami.
I made it. I survived all those crazy drivers.
It was crazy. I felt like I don't usually get car sick, but everybody's in those little motorcycles and those little like little mini things,
Oh yeah,
scooters or whatever.
yeah.
And they risk their
Mopeds.
life. Oh my God. They just go right in front of a car and they're just like, hit me, I dare you, This one guy was on a bicycle, whipped out, we're in a big SUV. He whips out, no helmet, no hands. He's texting, gets in front of us, and then he slows down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. I was like, the balls of these people.
I had to turn the hat backwards for that story. I was like, woo.
It was incredible. And just the traffic, I mean, it was unbelievable. I don't know how they live there. I would lose my mind.
It was a good conference, though. It was definitely.
The conference was good. Yeah.
It was a good conference. It was a lot of folks there. Definitely was a big venue and a lot of people.
Huge improvement over last year.
Yeah.
As far as venue.
Yeah, it definitely was. I thought it was good, though. I thought it was good to. I haven't been to a conference in a while, so it was good to see everybody again and kind of get to see some updates, some companies, what's going on, and kind of like the energy and the direction of the space. I feel like you get kind of a vibe for it when you're at a conference, and it was interesting.
What was like the most exciting or newest? Were there any like new breaking, exciting things that you saw there?
I'm trying to think. Well, there was some cool stuff. Obviously, I was obviously all the stuff CryptoBucks is doing. I wouldn't have been there with them unless I thought the stuff they were doing was really cool. Which we'll talk about. We'll talk about them after. But I thought the coolest thing I saw from a user's perspective would be the wallets that are going to make it easier to use, and they use that multi-signature technology. So now it's like you use multiple devices or wallets to co-sign a transaction. So it makes it where if you lose your seed words or you lose that device, you still have ways to get your coins back, but it's in a secure, non-custodial manner.
Oh, okay.
So like you understand like multi-signature technology, like what that is?
Not really. I mean, I was talking with who was I talking with? I think it was a conversation on the Very DAO, and they were talking about it was a security thing just within the community talking, and they were talking about, I think that's where the conversation was.
I'll
I can't
explain it
remember.
to you.
They were talking about make sure that you don't have, or maybe it was on Den Social. I can't remember now. But they were like, make sure that the government's not letting you have, where you can't verify yourself or something like that. Like you don't have to ask them for permission to re-verify your identity or something. And they were talking about using multi-sig or.
Yeah. So multi-sig in Bitcoin, like, is so like on its face, say we owned a company, Lisa, right?
Mhm.
And say it was 5 of us owned a company. And we said, all right, we get paid in Bitcoin because we don't like the banks or whatever reason, right? We're only going to get paid in Bitcoin. And we all want to have access to that Bitcoin wallet, right? But we, you know what? We love, we're all good friends, but you know what? Do we really trust one another enough? We're all going to have access to that Bitcoin 24/7. Because even though I may trust you or Joe or Mary, whoever our partner is, maybe I don't trust their security method, or what if they get hacked, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So multi-signature, what that would allow is we each have a private key, right? But in order to sign a transaction, 3 out of 5 of us have to sign off on it in
Oh,
order for
that's
that
great.
transaction to send out.
Yeah.
That way one of us can't get coerced, hacked, had, whatever
Just
have
like
you.
on a bank account, so for my nonprofit, we have to have 2 signatures, 2 officer signatures for amounts over X,
Yes. Yeah,
that kind of
bingo.
thing. Okay, got
So
it.
that's multi-signature technology. So in Bitcoin, I've used it before in Litecoin and the Electrum wallet. I've messed around. I've set up some multi-signature stuff, and I'm like, oh, cool. It's, really cumbersome and clunky, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I could figure it out, I guess, but it's like, it's not a good user experience. So what's coming, what's really cool is, and I think like Square, or that company Block, they're developing it. And I know actually Casa was showing me a product. So remember eCurrency Holder?
Yes, yeah,
eCurrency hodler. He's
yeah.
like big wig now at Casa. I saw him at the conference.
Oh, cool.
So he was showing me a wallet. And then basically it's, so if you lose a device or you lose something, you still can get your Bitcoin back because you're using multi-sig. So if you're using 5 signatures or 5 keys or whatever,
You
you
at
would
least
use
have the
3
other
of 5.
3.
You could do it.
That's
You could
brilliant.
do multi-sig with 3.
Mhm.
That way you could do it with 3, and then what Square's proposing, or what Block is proposing, is to allow, they're gonna help people recover their Bitcoin in case they lose the wallet or lose something. The reason being, I actually don't mind this method. They're only going to be one of 3 or one of 5. So in other words, because they only have that one, and they are, let's face it, I'd rather them hold it than some stranger on the street. At least there's a lot of eyes on them or whatever. So because they only have that one key, if the person loses something, they could go to them and say, hey, I lost my hardware wallet. I have the backup, but I need to get my Bitcoin back, yada, yada, yada. Can you co-sign it for me? And then they would prove their identity or whatever they had to do at that point in time. That was one solution they had. Casa, I think, had it as more of just I think Casa is more security and privacy focused. They're kind of going about it in a different manner, where you, I think, hold all the keys or relatives or whatever, but they just gave you an app that made it very easy to like manage and do the transaction, which was pretty cool.
I really like that. I love that something that was intended for one purpose. So the multi-sig was intended to be able to allow multiple users to sign a contract. Now they've repurposed it for something else, for another use. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, because recovery of people's Bitcoin is a big worry. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's I tweeted about that fear recently, or the thing where I had the issue with the BRD wallet.
Yeah.
And I don't know did we talk about that on the show yet?
No, we haven't talked about it. But I had the same concerns because we did the meetup in St. Pete's, and I had CoinFlip was our sponsor for it, and this great guy Ken helped us with the event space and all of this, and he was talking to me about helping people set up, and that was a wallet that he suggested, and I was like, "Ooh, it seemed like not the best choice." I thought.
Which wallet did he suggest?
The BRD wallet.
Gotcha. I was using it.
Oh wow.
And let me explain what happened. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. In this case, Litecoin at the end of the tunnel for everybody. So what happened was BRD wallet actually is very similar to Light wallet. It works very similar. It's kind of built off the same like back end, I feel like, so they look kind of similar. So they had integrated Litecoin way after the fact, and so I was using it, right? And all of a sudden, I went to look at it one day, and it said, "Please migrate to Coinbase wallet," not Coinbase. There's a difference between Coinbase and Coinbase wallet. They're two completely different things. Coinbase is the exchange. Coinbase wallet is a non-custodial wallet that gives you seed words, right? So BRD wallet was like, hey, the best thing to do is to migrate your assets over to Coinbase wallet. Just use your 12 seed words and yada, yada, yada. Your coins will appear. All right, no problem. So I went and I did that, and the Litecoin wasn't there. And I was like, it's weird. So I was looking around, and I saw a thing from him saying, which was kind of shady. It said, oh, don't worry, it'll be there. It's not there right now. It'll be there. And I was like, it's not how the blockchain works. Like, it's either there or it's not. It's not, hey, it's good. It's not like a check. Hey, checks in the mail kind of thing. Like, we got past that in this system. So then I was like, all right, the derivation path is different. Because what happened is, what that means is when you have seed words, theoretically, those seed words, you can utilize them in any wallet to get your coins back. But if the wallet you plug them into uses a different derivation path, then you're not going to see your coins.
What is a derivation path?
That's how the seed word generates the private key and does all of that. So in this case, with Litecoin, it's different because of the whole SegWit upgrade, and then the BEC32, and then there's all those different So then there's Litecoin addresses that some start with a capital L, some start with a capital M, and then some start with the lowercase L, and then it's a LTC. Those are like the newest ones. So it has to do with that. So I was like, well, this sucks. So I was like trying to plug the seed words into different wallets, and nothing was working. So I was like, I did what anybody would do. I put out an angry tweet. In my case, I put out an angry video. I like the people that I'm tweeting at to look me in the eye. I don't want to just tweet behind a keyboard. I like to like stare at the phone and like get my message across.
You want them to hear the full wrath of
I want them to
Johnny
hear the
Litecoin.
full wrath. Yeah, I like.
Yes.
So I did that, and then somebody really cool from Twitter. I think it was Swala. He started DMing me, and he was like, "Hey, it's a derivation path issue," and I was like, "Yeah, I know, yada yada yada. I'm just kind of having a brain fart. What wallet would I utilize?" And then we were kind of talking back and forth, and then he was like, "Well, why don't you test it out in Electrum?" So then Electrum is kind of like a wallet that it's like a hardcore like Litecoin wallet. Like you can do like anything in this wallet. You could do all your multi-sig stuff, like create all different types of wallets. So he was like, go in there, and then he was like, hey, it's definitely like this derivation path. So you showed me the derivation path to use, and you got to a point in there where it let you pick. And then the one that I picked, boom, and my Litecoin was all there. So I was like, oh, thank God. So moral of the story is, I guess that'd be something to test maybe. You're going to store a lot of Litecoin or crypto in a certain wallet. I think in this case, BRD, because they'd integrated Litecoin after the fact. I think that kind of affected it. But, you know, if anybody has trouble out there, as long as you have your seed words or your private key, your crypto didn't go anywhere. That is the moral of the story. It's just that you might have to do a little sharpening of your pencil or get creative with how you get the coins back. It might not be a perfect sync where you see everything right there.
Yeah, I do have a friend that has a company now that's what they do is crypto recovery. So in fact, he told me to add it to my website that I could start referring people to him. But they usually do like high amounts. You know, it's you know.
Yeah, it's a big
expensive.
It's a big
deal.
So I'm wearing my Crypto Bucks shirt, Lisa. So maybe we can
Very nice. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that because that was really exciting. That's another thing that now Westwood and I are going to be able to offer that when we're out on the road, doing our happy hour meetups and then having the Crypto 101 class. So now it's that easy that they've implemented this. I'm super excited about it. So yeah, Johnny, tell the big news about Crypto Bucks and what they are bringing in payments.
Yeah, they're really making moves in the industry that I'm in, the payments industry, and that's where they came from. So they're payment industry focused first. They're payments first. So meaning they're gonna get this out there, this product, this payment gateway, this crypto gateway to the processors and they're going to white label this. So then they could integrate this into their gateway, their product, their terminals, make money off of the transaction like they normally would. And this way they actually push crypto payments to the public. So this, where in the past, nobody that was in payments they also saw crypto as a threat. And you always need the people that own the equipment, they own the registers, they own all that stuff. Be like, hey, this isn't a threat. This could be a friend. In fact, it's a great solution. You could offer a lower cost payment option to your clients, something that they can't have fraud or a chargeback. So you're offering a better form of money, a better form of payment, and you could still make the same money that you always made, like how you process regular credit card transactions. Only difference is with this, there's a much lower cost basis because you don't have all the interchange fees with the banks that issue the card and all that. You're just dealing with the crypto network and exchanging the coin into fiat. That's it. So it's a much cleaner process.
I think this is huge.
It's really huge. So everybody else that's in crypto payments, they're offering a product to the end user only, which is cool. But the problem is they're trying to cut out the people like me that always offered payments.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you want to offer like anything you want to offer, you have to kind of go to the industry that's there, the people that are there in some way, shape, or form. Like I always said, let's cut the banks out of this, right? Let's make them the odd man out. Like the people like me that are in payments, we typically, or at least how I do it, I buy the equipment, I buy the cash registers, I buy the software, I own a lot of this stuff. So I provide it. So I'm subsidizing the cost for the merchant. So obviously, if we're putting equipment out there and we're subsidizing the cost, we want to make sure we're going to make.
You're going to be recouping that.
Yes, of course. That's how business works. So in my view, I always said, well, if you can offer, people got to get paid. Like we're not communists. Like it's America, right? So it's like, let's cut the banks out. Let's cut all this out. But people still got to get paid. If you want to go in and eat that pizza, eat that sandwich, buy that car, buy that shirt, go to that movie, do that thing, you still have to transfer value in some way, shape, or form. So there's still always going to be like a software in there, and there's going to be someone that needs to clear that payment, process that payment. There's going to be something that's needed that makes that business's life easy to do it, right? And that's where the people like me come into play. We set up that nice solution for you. So that's what I really love about this. It's because they're focused on the people that were in the position like me. And now it's like, hey, now all of a sudden you'll see processors getting creative because there's a lower cost payment option. It's a different way for them to market their company. They could put their own name on it. So you won't see in the future, you won't see the name CryptoBucks. You might see so-and-so payments. It could be Jimmy's Neighborhood Payments, crypto processing Bitcoin. It's CryptoBucks behind the scenes. So that's, again, it's just exciting because you'll see people getting creative to get this out there. And I always said the way that crypto people start paying with crypto, if they have the incentive to pay with crypto, no one wants to pay with crypto if it's new and it's in the beginning and it's such a speculative investment. They think it's going to take off and it's so volatile, right? But then the other thing is too, if there's no incentive, if they say, well, it's the same thing if I pay with my credit card or my crypto, it's more of a hassle to pay with my crypto. I'll just pay with that credit card that I'm used to. But now all of a sudden, if they're like, hey, well, we're taking crypto payments now. There's no chargeback on these payments. Well, let's give a discount for people to pay with crypto. Maybe we give a 5% crypto discount because we like not having any chance of fraud or chargeback, and we save a couple percent, and it's a cool way to market. Now all of a sudden you're like, hey, I'm getting a discount to pay with crypto everywhere. Now I have the incentive not to pay with my credit card, and that's how we start to change. And the other thing that's cool with CryptoBucks, how the software is built, it's designed to be wallet agnostic, meaning they don't want you to have to use a certain wallet or sign up for anything specific as the person paying. They want the person paying just to pay with Litecoin, pay with Bitcoin, which is really cool. So they could just, from whatever wallet they have,
Whatever address, they just need
whatever wallet, they'll just send an on-chain
Mhm.
transaction and pay.
I like that because like
Yeah.
when we were at the event or at the conference and Exodus was giving away $10 in Bitcoin, but they were wanting to show that they had Lightning now in the Exodus wallet. And so they were wanting me to like go over and swipe and then create the contract in the Lightning and all this. And it's great and it's fast and all that stuff. But then they had this line of people creating contracts of Lightning. So the Lightning was fast, but creating it was slow.
Yeah.
So then to speed it up, they were like, just never mind, pull up your thing. And they were just doing the old fashioned way, just sending it on chain to speed it up.
Yeah. So you'll see Lightning coming to integrated into CryptoBucks at some point as well. Right now, it's only on-chain payments. So obviously, Litecoin being the fastest, but yeah, Litecoin, it just works. It's simple. It works. It's easy. It's give you guys a good story. Lisa, you were actually there at the event. It was the Jersey meetup that we did at that bar. Bitcoin Ben's meetup.
The very first one?
The very first one. And I had the bar accepting Litecoin and I think Litecoin and Digibyte and maybe Bitcoin. They mostly just got Litecoin. And what we did was we gave them little signs that had the QR code on it and showed the wallet address and just said, if you're paying with Litecoin, please send full payment, including tip, to wallet address. Oh
no. Johnny, don't freeze up. Oh no. Do they think you're asking for some? Did you freeze up because of? Hello.
There, because I'm.
Oh, there. You're moving
back.
again. Yeah.
We're back.
You're talking. I can hear you. Okay, you're back.
Hey.
Okay. So yes, we were at the meetup in Jersey and you got the bartenders or the bar itself to even accept.
And the bar, so I had never really done an event where there was going to be that many crypto transactions at one time. That was the first time that it was probably on display in that volume where there was a lot of people there that were ready to pay with crypto. Mm-hmm. And I knew the Litecoin blockchain could handle it, but I was like, how is the bar going to be confused? Are they going to be like pissed? And so what they started doing was they realized that they could check the tablet that the wallet was connected to. And that was like running a credit card or taking a cash payment. But
so they could go look on the Block Explorer faster than looking in the wallet.
So what they started doing was people started saying, hey, I sent payment, and they were showing them the wallet, and they knew what they knew exactly what the first couple and the last couple of the address was. They were just looking at the person's wall, and the person's like, yeah, I sent you $12 or $20 tip. And they were like, awesome. And they saw that the payment went through, and they just wrote down how much tip they were owed, right? And the transaction. And then they were writing down, in some cases, it was a big tip. They wrote down the last couple digits of the transaction ID just so they had a validation or proof. They said it was so easy because they didn't have to go to anything. So again, it was an easy method. They kind of improvised on their own to do that, which I found cool because I didn't tell them to do that. I didn't think to do that on my end. I'm saying, hey, check the tablet that the wallet's connected to, and they were like, we don't even need to go to the tablet because the person's just showing us their phone that they paid, and we see in there, and we see the amount they paid, and we see that it went through. So it's and it It was working. It was
Yeah.
working good. So
I was surprised. It did work really well. One of the things I've been noticing lately is that transactions have been taking a little longer. And it does depend on which wallet I'm looking at. So I don't know if is that a wallet problem? Is that a transaction
well,
network thing?
let me explain the Litecoin network. The blocks clear approximately every 2.5 minutes,
Okay.
but not always is the case.
Okay.
It could be 10 minutes. I've seen in sometimes 15, 16 minutes before one block to the next. Then you might get 2 or 3 blocks in the next 2 minutes. So it's on average every 2.5 minutes. So it's not exactly every 2.5 minutes. So that could be one issue. Second issue could be if you're sending it from an exchange, it might not send it out right away.
Okay.
If you're sending it from a non-custodial wallet, it should send it right out. And Litecoin should always clear in the next block.
In the next block. Okay. So, yeah, because when we're doing trying to go, in the old days, it was just bam, it was right there. And then now I'm sending it and it's well, wait, refresh.
No, so
know?
if you use, when you receive the payment,
Sorry,
you have to use a wallet that lets you know right away that a payment has been what they call propagated to the network. So Exodus wallet will do that cha-ching noise and it'll show you pending and let you know a transaction's on its way. Some wallets don't let you know until the actual block cleared. Some exchanges won't let you know till a couple blocks clear. They want a few confirmations.
Yeah, I know. I'll see some of them will say confirmation or 1 of 6 pending or 2 of whatever. Yeah. Okay. So
but yeah, usually,
wallet.
Litecoin, like I said, typically every 2.5 minutes, a block's going to clear. You can put the lowest transaction fee on it. So if you're ever in a wallet that lets you set the transaction fee, just set it to the lowest amount. You could send a Litecoin transaction out for 1/10 of a penny, and it goes out. You could send $50,000 for under a penny. So it's going to clear probably in 2.5 minutes. It's pretty fascinating. The network's never failed in over 10 years. It's been flawless. It's all world money. It's liquid. It's Litecoin's one of the only cryptos besides for Bitcoin that's deemed regulatory compliant across the globe, meaning it's sufficiently decentralized, meaning it's not a security. You couldn't release another coin like Litecoin today, a proof of work coin like that. There's only, in the top 100 cryptos, there's only, I think, 10 proof of work coins. So there's not many proof of work coins that are out there. So it's where's
my article? I just had pulled up. Well, I just lost it, but I'll go back.
I did a video yesterday, Lisa.
Yes, I was looking for that.
And I said in it, I have a couple of interesting videos I did recently. One I did at the at Bitcoin 2022, and then I did one. I was saying a lot of coins are gonna be something. They're gonna do something great. But they're not yet. Litecoin already is. It already is a world money. It already is a reliable payment network.
Okay, this is the one just from yesterday. I think I have. Hold on, pulled up. but I've got to, and they're mowing outside. I apologize. I don't know if you guys can hear all that chaos going on, but it's World Gardening Day, so embrace it, I guess.
Respect the mowing.
Respect the mowing. Think of it as gardening. I don't know. Let's see what Johnny's got to say.
Hey, what's up, guys? Johnny Litecoin here. How's it going today? So I was thinking about it. You know what the difference is between Litecoin and most cryptos and most projects in crypto? Most cryptos are going to be. Most projects in crypto, they're going to be. They sound great. They sound cool. They're doing a lot of good stuff, right? Hell, it's easy to develop on something that isn't yet. Litecoin already is. It already is. It already has been a currency and a payment network for 10 years. The reason I'm wearing this shirt right now for this video, right? For over 10 years, people have used Litecoin. It hasn't failed. Okay, to the point where now we're seeing more activity than ever on the network. It's being held by trusts. Litecoin is one of the cryptos, like it or not, out there, right? Like it or not. It's one of those cryptos that's the most widely accepted and it has the most regulatory clarity across the world. That's very important, right? Regulatory clarity. A lot of people say, it's not important. It's not important. Well, it's important for the price. It's important for liquidity to come into a crypto. So again, Litecoin is a proof of work coin that already is. So don't get frustrated if people say, what's going on in Litecoin? What's going on in Litecoin? It's been used for over 10 years. It's being used more each and every day. Just look at the metrics behind it. Price in the crypto space is hype. So coins that have been around for a while, you don't expect to be hyped right now. They have long-term value and use. So just keep that in mind, all right? Litecoin already is. Most coins, they're going to be. They claim to be. They're going to do something. Big, big difference. I want to invest in something, have my money in something, trust something, and most importantly, put my energy into something that already is, something I know that's proven. That's it, guys. Back from the Bitcoin conference. Beautiful weather in the Northeast. I think I brought it back from Florida.
Well, the other part of this, Johnny, is that, so I was around some pretty heavy hitters this weekend, and I'm sitting there in these conversations with people that I have no business being in conversations with. And so they're like having these, what solutions and what problems. And they're like, well, we really need, something that, you've got to have, because the reality is regulation is coming or is here, to be honest, which we're about to talk about that issue. I think, that's what the issue with Celsius. And they're like, but you need something that offers both. And that way, well, you can use it with privacy or without privacy. And that way it's offered, all over the world, and doesn't bump into those regulation issues. And I'm like, you mean like Litecoin with MWeb and all that? And I can't remember who I drug up to talk to you at the thing. And I was like, well, Johnny can explain it. And they were like, well, it doesn't work yet though, does it? And I was like, yeah, it works. And you explained to him how, it's not like, it doesn't have like a pretty Apple iPhone app to it yet, but yes, you can use it, I don't know. I just thought it was pretty incredible. And I feel like Litecoin is that silent thing that's happening so that it's almost not attracting the attention of the people that we don't want the eyes on it. It's just.
Yeah, there's no hype with Litecoin. So think about it. Most coins, there's somebody trying to sell it to you, or they're trying to pump it up because it's nothing yet. So they're telling you what it's going to be. So Litecoin, it's it's a decentralized proof of work coin. It already is a decentralized proof of work coin. It already is held. It's by a lot. It's held by trusts. It's in every exchange. It's liquid.
It's in
So
ATMs
it's
all
in
over the world.
it's in ATMs all over the world. So it's a completely different story. So it's like a lot of these cool things that are being developed on it. People get frustrated because it's like, yeah, you have to wait. It's developed, it's released, and you could first use it in a wallet like Litecoin Core or a wallet like that, where you have to have more knowledge of how to use crypto and wallets and all that. But then what happens is the race is on for other wallets to build that into their wallet. If they say, hey, we have an incentive to build this, and like Cake Wallet expressed they said they're going to support MWeb. Exodus Wallet expressed interest in it. Light Wallet, I'm pretty sure, will be coded for it. So you'll see a lot of wallets with that ability that'll have that in there. It'll probably be a lot more of the non-custodial wallets. Then a lot of the exchanges might say, oh, well, due to regulatory this, we can only support regular Litecoin. No problem. They already support regular Litecoin now. So there's no change. You know what I mean? It's not like there's a new Litecoin. It's just an enhancement to the network.
Yeah. Very interesting.
So I was definitely talking everyone's ear off about Litecoin. And it's, people talk a big game on Twitter, but then when I didn't have anybody really come back at me with anything of any substance when I was talking, because I was saying that my pinned tweet, I talk about Litecoin is soon going to be the biggest decentralized liquidity bridge into getting KYC free Bitcoin in a legal manner. And I explain how that's going to be possible through cross-chain atomic swaps on the Lightning Network. So, and it's, how could somebody argue with that? When I was presenting that to people and I'm like, isn't this a great solution and thing that's going to be coming? They were like, what are they going to say? No, that stinks. It's like, well,
right.
Okay. What's your alternative then? The bank?
Right. Are you coming with another solution?
Right. What's your alternative then? Using a credit card? Like, so it's, there is no, they don't give you another good solution. So So I basically talked to everybody about Litecoin. I didn't wear anything Litecoin because it was, kind of one of the,
you weren't allowed to, you had to sign a thing.
It was that for everybody. That wasn't for,
everybody at the, not the people that just bought tickets, but the vendors or whatever.
Vendors. Yeah.
In your contract is what I was told.
Yeah. So, respected the rules. So I didn't, but I made sure to talk about Litecoin plenty, which was,
well, there was a little Litecoin trifecta there. You guys, and I don't know if you guys purposely, did you choose your locations at the event?
I don't know how that worked out. I'm sure they had some type of,
because it was Bobby Lee next to Crypto Bucks and Dave Schwartz Hedge was right across the aisle.
I'm sure there was some type of placing, or, I don't think that happened at random.
Yeah. So I was like, this is cool. I'll just hang out here. It's like my people. It's the best place to be at the Bitcoin conference is the Litecoin area.
It was a cool conference. So there's definitely, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff. There's just a lot going on in the, you know what I mean? It's, What did you think of the conference? What was your takeaway from it?
I bumped into Reggie, so I got to meet Reggie Middleton in person, which was nice since I'm doing the YouTube channel for the Veritasium DAO with Jeff Pinnacle Litecoin leader. So it was nice to actually meet Reggie in person, face to face. That was kind of cool, and I got to see a lot of people from the Litecoin fam there. So that was, for me, being with the people is the best part, and I thought it was hilarious. Bobby Lee goes, he was giving out his book, which I have right there. And he goes, "You already have my book." And I was like, "Oh, who I am." And he said, "Yeah, I've seen pictures with you with my book." And I said, "Well, I don't have one that's signed to me from you." And so he autographed another book. So I'm going to be raffling off or giving away one of the two, the other book that I have from him. But I don't know. I thought it was really good. And I thought I thought it was very commercial, though. It felt like every trade show I've been to. And I was really hoping for a little more, like I kind of wanted a nerd experience of like that nobody, that, garage band, just one. But I think with it being such a high level and so expensive to get there, and I don't even know what you guys paid for booths and stuff, like with the ticket price being so expensive. I can't imagine what the booths were, but like that's where I love shitcoin, and the shitcoin experience, because I feel like the little guy and the innovator gets to like be a part of that, and the new projects and that kind of like crypto cypherpunk experience. And I guess there's a place for both things, and maybe that's why we're gonna always have like the Bitcoin conference, which is the elevated, experience. But then thank God for Kenny Bozak and shitcoin conference too. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool.
No, I hear you. It was definitely a little bit of a weird experience. Great conference, but it was weird to just have it be all Bitcoin and not really be able to be like, usually I'm there in like my Litecoin t-shirt or like, you know what I mean? And it's like, it was definitely pretty commercialized. I'll definitely say that,
It felt very commercial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, wait, aren't they like anti all of that? Aren't they like supposed to be? And then the last day I went in, I was supposed to interview Reggie. So I had like my bag with like my light and my camera and my computer, and it weighs about 45 pounds. And they're like, "Oh, no bags today." And I was like, "You should have told people that." And they were like, "Oh, we sent out an email last night." I was like, "Oh, you mean when we were all at those parties and drinking and whatever?"
No bags. They didn't let you bring a bag in?
No. So I couldn't get in. And then my hotel is downtown, $100 Uber ride away, and for 30 minutes, 35 minutes or whatever. And I'm like, but the first day I got there, they gave me a bag. So they're giving you bags. You're at a cryptocurrency event where everyone probably has computers and brings computers. And then now I come back the next day and I can't bring a computer or bag because.
What did you do? How'd you get the bag?
I couldn't go. So then I couldn't go. So then I'm like, everybody I was supposed to meet with that day, I had to meet off site. Oh gosh, that was very frustrating.
It's frustrating.
And then I'm like, all little bit of me, 5'2" me, is lugging around. Thank goodness I had friends that are bigger than me. And I'm like, "Your turn to carry the heavy bag." All over Miami. But
did you go to the on the weekend? Did you go to that concert or do that thing, Sound Fest or whatever it was?
That's why they wouldn't let bags in, because there was they said this was the different thing because of the concert.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't down there. I was I was on the Crypto Bucks boat. That was pretty cool. I did I don't know if you want to go back in my Twitter timeline. Maybe we could show off that picture of that Crypto
Oh
Bucks
yeah,
boat.
cool. Yeah. I want to touch on the Celsius thing too, because I posted about that. And then maybe we can close out with the your Twitter and your boat pics. But can we go over this real quick?
Yeah. Let's
Update?
definitely talk about this. Let's definitely talk about this.
Because this was where the rules are changing, and it seems like the U.S. citizens keep getting this.
Yeah. Sure.
The worst case, and this is why you were saying like DeFi really is, they're never really looking out for you. This was going to be your T-shirt.
Yeah, nothing that they do ever has your best interests at heart. I've been saying that since day one, since I got into crypto and came onto Twitter. I'm not mad at Celsius. You can never be mad at the company because they're being forced to do all of this stuff.
They're being compliant with the powers that be.
Yeah, and so basically they said that, hey, in order to make this fair, let's only let the wealthy people get the interest because that's fair. And because they have to register as an accredited investor. And then people that really need the interest, well, we can't give it to you anymore because that's fair. And that's how we're protecting you. So that's how the regulators look at it in these psychopath people. It's
talk about like we have, and this is what we talked about on Dragon Chain this morning, our World Blockchain Roundtable. They invited me on, and it's like, we used to, if you went to like India and thought about how the caste system and how they can't marry within different systems, and that seems so archaic. And even this one guy was saying like how he was talking to his friend from, I think it was India, and he was saying that the guy was like, I think it's incredibly weird that in America, everyone can vote. Like even dumb people are allowed to vote. And as Americans, we're like, that's a horrible thing to say. Yes, everyone can vote, and, but in their culture, there's different levels or layers, quality of people that have certain rights or whatever. But we have a caste system too, in our financial system, and it's accredited investors, and you're allowed to have different financial opportunities if you're an accredited investor. And we need to revolt about this.
Well, that's why that's why I said DeFi is the way out.
Because that is our opportunity.
It's our opportunity by providing liquidity and doing all this stuff. Code is protected. Code is free speech.
Yes.
So when you use code to your advantage, there's no custodian. There's nobody holding those keys. Then it's the true free market that takes over. So that's how we win. It's unfortunate, this stuff with Celsius, because it was I liked Celsius. It was a good product for people to use. It was easy. DeFi is a lot harder for most people to figure out than just to utilize something like Celsius. But unfortunately, we always say freedom's not free. Sometimes it's a little harder. But the only reason that Celsius was giving you those fat, juicy rewards is that people were borrowing the money to use in DeFi. So if you figure out how to do stuff in DeFi yourself, you can make a lot bigger returns. So in a sense, it's like anything. You can look at a glass half empty or a glass half full. You might say to yourself, well, this sucks, and have a defeatist attitude, or say to yourself, you know what? This is going to give me the kick in the ass I need to get into DeFi, learn this other stuff, learn how to stake, learn how to do this, and actually take matters in my own hands and beat them on the field. And
and Johnny, we did that class on my Patreon, that you did that class. We did almost a 2-hour class for
Yep.
my Patreon that it's still on there. People can go on and watch the class and send me questions. And my Patreon's $20 a month. And that's something that's a resource. And then we're going to have another class coming up this month. Satoshi Sean's doing about more options for passive income and
We should
more opportunities.
do a follow-up class, Lisa, to show people how to then send the assets out of DeFi back through the bridge. I know that was coming up. I know you sent me
Oh, yeah.
some questions about that. So just real quick, I'll touch on that real quick. Once you're in DeFi, you can then unwrap your assets and send them back out. So like you could send Litecoin back through the WAN bridge for, I think it's under 2 cents. I think it's like 1.8 cents last time I checked. Clears fast, usually within 15 or 20 minutes, you're through and you have the Litecoin back in your own wallet. And so all you do is you unwrap the asset. So you'll take it from WAN chain in that case, and then you'll unwrap it and move it back into Litecoin. You could do the same thing with wrapped Bitcoin. Do the same thing with Ethereum. So you could do the same thing with any asset that's in that bridge. And that's a cool tool. Now, there's a lot of controversy around these bridges and stuff, but if they could get them right, the ability to wrap and unwrap assets and move them in and out of ecosystems in a decentralized manner, that seems to be a cool way to take, to take on these actions by the regulators, and they don't let us normal people make money from something like Celsius anymore. So, it's definitely how we win.
Definitely how we win. So you guys, there's options for us. There are ways, we don't have to give up. And everybody we were talking about that this morning, people kept thinking like, well, I'll just keep putting on the mask and this will be over soon. And, they just recently announced that in Philadelphia, they're remasking everybody. And I think it's just to piss people off that they're like, oh, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. Like, and it's like, they were willing to do it once, they're willing to do it twice, but at some point you let us be without it for a while, and now they want them to start it again. No way. At some point the people are going to say enough, and now they're doing it with our money. They're going to take away your money and they're going to rub it in your face that they're going to allow Nancy Pelosi and all her henchmen to make these, they showed you what the BLM got her little McMansion. Where's yours? You don't get the same perks. You're not an accredited investor.
Nope.
So
remember, cryptocurrency, it's not designed for, it's the non-custodial wallets, the peer-to-peer nature of it is designed for the little guy. Mm-hmm. But everything being built around it, a lot of it's going to be designed for the big guy. So just keep that in mind. So you always have to go back to basics, go back to the code. The closer you get to the code and the tech, that's where it's designed for the little guy.
And DeFi means that you are keeping the keys in your possession when you're doing this.
You're just utilizing smart contracts.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, we're giving you all those opportunities, all this great information from Johnny. So check it out, and we will see you guys next time on The New Normal. Tomorrow is a big day. It's Mighty Mia's birthday. So we'll be celebrating here on The New Normal for our happy hour. We have a huge announcement. I'm super excited. You guys, we're going to have a save the date being announced tomorrow with a big celebration coming up soon. So don't miss it. We'll see you guys tomorrow here on The New Normal. Take care.